Using our 3D Game Market gaming software. The first thing you need to do is to confirm that 3D Game Market is running. By default, 3D Game Market starts when your computer starts and will be running in the background. When it is running, you will see a 3D GM icon in your system tray. If you do not see this icon, double-click on the desktop icon or start it from its program folder. Right-clicking on the 3D Game Market icon in your system tray will bring up the 3D Game Market options window. There are several things that you can do from this window, and we will go over each option now. When you place your mouse cursor over the Recent tab, another window will appear showing you a list of games that have been played recently. Playing your mouse cursor over one of these games will make another window appear giving you some options for that game. Clicking on the Play option will launch the game. You can also launch the game from the game's desktop icon if you created one, or directly from gaming service like Steam, Origin, and many others. The share option will be explained in our Creating 3D Game Market Profiles presentation. If you notice a problem with your 3D FX when you are playing a game, you can use the Report Problem tab to take you to our Report Problem page on our website, where you can give us a description of the issue. Our software also monitors your game while you are playing, and if it notices a problem, the icon will be red instead of in black. If your icon is in red, but you do not see a problem, click on the Report Problem tab so the log info from the game is sent to us along with your description. First, click on the severity rating and select the level of your problem. Then tell us what the issue is in the description box. If you do not see a problem, but the icon was red, let us know that. Then click on the Submit to send us a report. Clicking on this tab will open up our About Login window. This window is explained in our Activating 3D Game Market presentation. This option allows you to change the language text to adapt to your region. Using System defaults to the language that your computer is set to. If your language is not supported, please send us an email at info@3dgamemarket.com. Every game that we support in 3D has its own 3D profile. Clicking on this tab will check our servers and we will update your profiles to the latest ones. This is also done when 3D Game Market starts, so you will not have to use this function unless you leave your computer on all the time. Using this option will update your 3D Game Market software. Each time 3D Game Market is started, it checks for updates and lets you know if an update is required. Updates are not optional. The only time you will need to do this manually by clicking on this tab is if you keep your computer on all the time. With this option checked, 3D Game Market will start when Windows starts. It is recommended that you keep the option checked. When this option is checked and you start one of our supported games, 3D Game Market will inject itself and the game will play in 3D. If this option is not checked, then you will manually need to inject 3D Game Market. After the game starts, you will need to hold down the Shift key and slowly press and release the F9 key a couple times until you see our 3D Game Market logo appear after a few seconds in the upper right hand corner of the game. It is recommended that you keep this option checked. Clicking on this option will close 3D Game Market. You are now ready to start playing games in 3D. To see a list of the games that we support to play in 3D, go to our website 3dgamemarket.com and place your mouse cursor over the Get 3DGM tab and click on Supported Apps. There are over 450 games that we support to play in 3D listed here. You will need to have the game you chose installed on your computer. Launch your game like you normally would and get ready to see it like you've never had before. We call it Gaming with Depth. When you launch a game that is supported by 3D Game Market, you will see a window with our logo and some hotkey combinations appear for a few seconds in the upper right hand corner. If you do not see this window appear, your game did not start in 3D. If this happens, close the game, ensure that 3D Game Market is running, and restart the game. There are several in-game hotkey combinations that you can use while playing to optimize your 3D experience. All of the functions that are controlled by these hotkeys will be discussed later in this presentation. Pressing Control plus Shift plus the up arrow brings up your 3D Game Market overlay. Use your arrow keys to navigate this overlay. You can also bring this up by pressing both the back and start buttons at the same time on your gaming controller. Use your D-pad to navigate the menus. Pressing Control, Shift, and the up arrow again closes your 3D Game Market overlay. You can also do this from your gaming controller by pressing your back and start buttons at the same time. Use your down arrow to get to the 3D function and then use your left arrow to put the game into 2D. Use your right arrow to put the game back into 3D. Navigate down to the 3D level function and use your left and right arrows to adjust your 3D effect level. This is a global setting, meaning that it sets the default 3D level for every game that you play in 3D using 3D Game Market. Navigate down to the Flat 3D function. Use your right arrow to turn on Flat 3D. Flat 3D keeps the game in 3D mode but lowers the 3D effect level down to 0. Putting the game into Flat 3D makes smaller text easier to read. Once in flat mode, use the left arrow to put the game back into 3D mode. Navigate down to 3D format and use your left and right arrow keys to choose the appropriate output for the display you are using. 2D is used on all displays to put the game into 2D, to read small text, or to navigate menus. Anaglyph mode allows users to play the favorite games in 3D using the 2D desktop monitor or television using either the red, cyan, or green magenta 3D glasses. Users can now enjoy 3D without needing a 3D monitor. By defaulting, the anaglyph mode is set to red cyan. To change this mode, make sure your 3D format is set to anaglyph and then navigate to the top of the settings menu. Then use your left or right arrow until you reach the anaglyph menu. Use the anaglyph format tab to switch between red cyan and green magenta to match the type of anaglyph 3D glasses you have. Stereo format is used for both passive and active with glasses 3D displays. We supported 4 stereo outputs. We supported 4 different stereo outputs. To change from the default side-by-side mode, make sure you have the stereo 3D format selected. Then navigate to the top of the settings menu and use your left or right arrow until you get to the stereo menu. Use the format function to change 3D stereo formats. Side-by-side is the default. We also support over-under, checkerboard, and interleaved. The swap function swaps the 2 views. The exceptional mode is for use with the exceptional 3D displays. If you're using an older computer, you can change the view quality to increase your performance. To do this, set your 3D format to exceptional and navigate to the top of the settings menu and use your left or right arrow until you get to the exceptional menu. The view quality setting lets you select full, medium, and low view quality. Your picture will decrease in quality when you select the lower qualities, but your computer performance will improve. This will allow you to play games in 4K on an older computer. The 2D plus Z format is used for the KDX 32-inch Philips and Domenico displays. The Test 3D format is used for creating profiles and will be discussed in the Creating 3D Profiles presentation. The KDX HT mode is for use with the KDX head tracking displays and laptops. This format is used on the Liquid 3D head tracking displays. This option opens and closes the FPS window. The window shows you the version of DirectX that the game is using, followed by the resolution and the frames per second the game is running at. If you have the top of the settings menu highlighted and use your right arrow, you'll be taken to the screenshot menu. The menu will be discussed in our media player presentation. Using your right arrow will bring you to the profile menu. This is the profile menu and is mainly used to create 3D profiles. Most of this menu will be discussed in the Creating 3D Profiles presentation. This 3D level adjustment differs from the global 3D level adjustment in the setting menu that affects all the games. If you have a good global 3D level, that works for the most of the games that you play, but you need to change the 3D level for one game, this is where you do it. Once you have the level where you want it, go down and click on Save. Once you have all the settings where you want them, press Ctrl, Shift, and the up arrow, or the back and start buttons on your gaming controller to close the 3D Game Market overlay. You are now ready to enjoy your games in beautiful, immersive 3D environments. We hope you have as much fun gaming in 3D as we do. 3D Game Market, gaming with depth. Thank you for watching our presentation on using 3D Game Market. Please check out our Creating Profiles presentations to learn how to make your favorite games play in 3D, and then how to share them with other 3D Game Market users. If you have any questions or would like to send us some feedback, please feel free to send us a message at info@3dgamemarket.com. Thank you.